All right, Coach, that just seems like a terrific performance for you guys. What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, just proud of the kids, first and foremost. And coaches, I mean, I challenged the guys this week. It wasn't always fun in these meeting rooms all week on the practice field. I think that we missed so many opportunities a week before, and as a competitor, it's so important. Like, you just are chomping at the bit to get back on the field and prove like, hey, that's not us right now. And so, just stated enough just how proud I am of the guys and the grittiness, the way they played today. I think obviously the stats showed just kind of a dominant performance, but I think, you look at what Caleb Hawkins was able to do today, continues to just be a force, both rushing the ball and in the pass game. I thought, Drew played phenomenal today. He'll probably tell you next week that he's not very happy because he missed 2 wide open posts early in the game, just nitpicking himself. That's what type of kid he is. But I think we were able to establish a run game, which was super important going into this game for our squad. And we knew, the style of football that they play, and they like to slow everything down and run the football and play a time of possession game. And I think just our kids showed up in a big way and in a complete game, running the ball, getting turnovers. I mean, this is kind of the recipe that we've had all year to being successful and capitalizing off of turnovers the way that we did. Obviously, I would have loved to have that one at the end, but, Trey's a phenomenal player for us. I mean, and has done so many good things for us. But yeah, and then defensively, I thought we played well besides just some explosive runs we let get out. I mean, I think if you take away, those 3 explosive runs that they have in that back, I think he leads the nation in a bunch of categories. I mean, he's as good as we'll face this year, and so we knew we were going to have to contain him a little bit. But yeah, I mean, just a good feeling and be able to, get bowl eligible, get that off of our back right now. And it'll be really important. We're in a short week coming up, and I think we got to do a great job of being able to handle success, and I don't think we did that very well 2 weeks ago. Kind of bounced back in a big way, and so it'll be really important for us to get some of these guys back fresh this week and get ready to get on a plane on a short week to Charlotte.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty significant win for you guys, not just because you became bowl eligible. It'd been a while since you've beaten these guys. Was this just one of those wins that kind of goes down in the resume there?
Yeah, I think so. I think just the history of what Jeff's been able to build there. I mean, this is a team that historically, I think it's been 21 was the last time that we beat them, and 2, I was up here late on Thursday night, and I just kind of was wondering myself, like, hey, how do they beat these guys? What was their recipe to beating them? And you go back and watch it, and they ran the ball just as good as I could remember. I mean, and we're able. I think the third quarter, they didn't even throw a pass in the third quarter. It looked like it was raining. I don't know if it was during the time. But it just gave me, re-emphasize and talking to the staff coming up, like that was a big point of emphasis is we had to figure out a way to get, Mackenzie McGill, Kiefer Sibley, and Ashton. Ashton played good well, but Caleb Hawkins going in this, and it opened up so much. Once we got it going, we were able to do some play action and we were able to see the results of that and how open Wyatt was on a couple plays down the field. Thought our screen game was good. And then defensively, like to be able to come and like our middle 8 was so just atrocious last week, right? We've talked about that, and that's as good of a middle 8 ever. The coaches went silent when I called a draw play on 3rd down and 10 with 0 timeouts on the thing. And that was a bold call, and we made a bold call on 4th down, and I thought that was such a key time for us to gain momentum going into halftime, knowing we'd get the ball back. Like, I thought we'd played better the first half than what the score actually was. And so I think, you kind of look back at those 2 plays were so critical for us, just like it was for South Florida a week ago. And we got momentum going into halftime. Our guys were fired up coming back out. Great drive, stopped them. We get a turnover, score again, and we're able to kind of compile some of the. I mean, we're able to kind of put it on them a little bit faster than expected in the second half, and yeah, just kind of complete win. And all the key situations that we talked about we were bad at, we were really good at today.
Yeah, it was a torrential downpour in 2021, by the way. But anyway, Drew Mestamaker kind of bounced back from that last game where he, maybe made a couple of mistakes and threw 4 touchdown passes. Can you just speak to his performance today?
Yeah, I mean, Drew just continues to get, better and better week by week. I think the biggest thing about Drew and the greatest quarterbacks I've been around, they have this trait. Like, he's not fazed by the mistakes that he made. And he wasn't even in the game last week. Like, he was able to bounce back and still lead this team. Like, this still, even though he's so young, and this team looks to him for energy, encouragement. He's the guy talking in the huddle. He's the voice of our offense. I think, losing a key guy like Miles Coleman for this game, and to see how Wyatt Young came out and just performed out of his mind. I mean, I think if we're able to connect on a couple more of those posts, I mean, you're looking at a 200+ yard game. But I think he had 3 touchdowns today. Tough as nails. Him and Cam Dorner a little banged up last week. They practice every practice through pain last week. They had red jerseys on, and it was important for them to be able to do it. And then I think just hats off. Like, we challenged our guys up front and knew that we'd win this game in the trenches. And so, those guys don't get a lot of press and not a lot of love a lot of times. And so hats off, to our offense and defensive line.
Coach, you mentioned calling that draw play and that down and distance. It's not the first time that you guys have called that kind of play. Just what is your philosophy in that decision, to make that decision, rather?
If you ask the majority of coordinators in America right now, they would say that's a stupid call. And to some degree, like, I probably agree with it a little bit because, it's 3rd down and we don't have timeout. So if he gets tackled short right there, we're going to have to run the field goal on as fast as we can. And we felt like we were going to be right on the edge. We time that every week from the sideline. Now, the thing is, it's 3 seconds faster when you're on our sideline, so that was designed to hit on our side. Now, Kiefer did an incredible job. He ended up bouncing it back to the field. That was kind of the moment my heart dropped a little bit, because I had trust in how much time we had to be able to run our field. We call it our Mayday field goal, Tora call it. And so our kids knew what was up. We communicated great on the sideline. We had a little time there on the side to be able to do it. Could it backfired? Yes. Fortune favors the bold at times.
Absolutely. And obviously, week to week, we just keep asking about, Caleb Hawkins and how he's shown out. Just from your perspective, what makes him just so hard to tackle and bring down?
Big, strong, fast, smart. I could list adjectives for a long time to describe, what kind of player he is, what kind of teammate he is, what kind of competitor he is. And so just continuing. I think, too, like, it's something that's been impressive to me is how much he's helped our passing game. And like, Drew likes to get him the ball in the flats, and we've developed a little bit more of a screen game to the running back over the course since he's kind of come along in this situation. We're comfortable with him catching passes out there. So I think just the variety that you can do as a play caller with kind of his skill set is going to make it hard. And if we can keep running the ball like that, I mean, that just opens up so much of your offense in so many different ways. And so, I thought our pass protection was up and down, was kind of, maybe the 2 nitpicking things I think about this performance is obviously the explosive runs that we gave up on the defensive side. I thought we were great defending the pass. There's one play where the tight end, those tight ends are good players, and there's one play on the sideline, the tight end makes just a phenomenal catch, and we're in great position. But I thought we contained the passing game really well today, had him off balance. We wanted to keep him in the pocket, knew that he was dangerous when he got outside. So really, you take away those 3 explosives, and then I thought our pass protection was spotty today. I thought it was really good, a little bit better on play actions than it was just normal drop back.
And you mentioned some of those explosives. Obviously, the first play of the game, this huge 72-yard rush from Robert Henry. How did you kind of see the sideline react and then, not flinch in that scenario?
Yeah, it's not a great way to start the game. And so I think, the cool thing is we went on a great drive down the field. After that, we were able to respond, and we didn't get a touchdown. We got 3 right there. But for us to get points, and then I think, just to give our defense time to sit down, I think we had like a 14 or 15 play drive, which obviously you want 7 points on that. But us to let them reset, let the coaches talk to them, get their minds back right, then come out and we're able to get a stop, and then all of a sudden I think we were able to roll a little bit like that. And so we were a little bit different personnel-wise today, just because I think, just with the limited guys that we had in the slot receiver available and a little bit banged up and didn't want to put a ton on Wyatt. So, we played more 21 personnel than we ever have. We more 20 personnel than we ever have. We got in 12 personnel quite a bit. I don't think we called 10 personnel one time in the game, and I know for a fact that's the first time in my career I've ever done that. And so, but hats off to tight ends being able to make plays. keep them off balance. We still got in the sets that we like and weren't able to completely change the offense. But I think that, we did a nice job at being able to kind of use the personnel we had to be able to find a way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, obviously your offenses have been known, traditional air raid stuff, to pass the ball. But obviously this season the running game has just been emphasized so much more. Just what made you want to make that decision in the offseason? How have you kind of seen it translate throughout this year?
Yeah, I think just over the history of time, Mike Leach started this trend a long time ago, around 99, 2000. I just think people have gotten better and better at defending all this passing stuff, and just what we've seen with all these too high situations and keep people deep. It's something that you have to do. I think that, that they knew, and they knew the last couple years. Like, we were able to have some explosive runs against them last year because of the defense that they play, and they want to contain the pass and keep everything in front of them. And, there's probably in about middle of the second quarter, maybe first of the third, where I said on the headset, hey, the tide's flipping right now. These safeties are starting to show up, and they're showing up a lot faster, and it allowed us to control some of the passing stuff down the field. And so, football's been football for a long time. I think, anytime that you can run football, I think championship football teams can run the football. I don't remember the last, really good championship team, that just couldn't run and just relied on the pass.
Coach, UTSA is a very run-heavy team, and defending the run was kind of an area of struggle in that second half of the USF game, and also historically against UTSA in recent years. What were the adjustments made this week and in game to tighten up that front?
Well, Coach Cassidy would tell you he's not very happy with 12 carries for 142 yards for Robert Henry, 11.5 a carry. So, yeah, and I think, too, we got key turnovers at key times. And I think that was huge for us, obviously, and too. But there was times that I think we did do a nice job. All those, the majority of, can't even see. Would they have rushing? 214. So they had 214 yards rushing, and I bet, 75% of that's on 3 plays. And they kind of been that way, and we knew that going in. You watch A&M, against A&M in Kyle Field, they have 2 75-yard runs. Like this kid's really good at football, and we knew that going into it. It's like every week, he's been able to pop. And it's not like the consistent ground and pound. It's been like crazy explosives all year long. And so, probably held true a little bit in this game. Obviously, we're not happy with that, but, extremely happy with the final results of the game.
This is your first time beating UTSA at the helm. How good does it feel to kind of get that monkey off the back of North Texas and take home a rivalry win? Yeah,
I think good, and more so than me. And I think, rivalries are so different, and I think our kids felt this in a lot of different ways, but I think they were more excited, to get on the field because they were so disappointed in the week before, right? And I think, the history, and you try to teach them of history, and that's what I was talking to the reporters before the game. We had 70-something new players last year. We have 60-something new players last year. We got kids from all over the place, from Baltimore, from California, from Florida, from Georgia. And so, for me, obviously, we recruit against him all the time, and he's done such a good job of establishing a great program. Obviously, it's a great win for us and our program. So, for me, really excited for our fan base, really excited for our students. And, I thought the student section was phenomenal. Again today with the rain delay and everything happened, and didn't know, where people would be at it. But hats off again to our crowd. I thought the energy was electric in that place too, and our kids fed off of it. And so, this is an awesome win for us. Excited to get it, and hopefully we can continue this as a trend.
After several struggles in the red zone, 7 of 7 this game, and 3 of 3 on fourth down. What do you kind of speak on with these guys continuing to progress in the red zone and continue to capitalize in these big situations?
Yeah, so we do what we call sequence plays. There's times that we want to get it to fourth and manageable with our third down play. That's just kind of naturally with the analytics of what's going on. And so, just like always, I thought our kids did a great job, and they know it every week. This isn't something that's breaking that we just did for them. But I thought we did a really nice job of understanding the game plan on a 3rd and long. Like, these guys are phenomenal on 3rd and long. The course of the year, I mean, they're one of the best in the nation at defending 3rd and long. Their pass rush gets better. They're able to get off the ball. They're able to play really good zones on the backside of it. And so we knew going in, like, there was going to be some of that. Like, we didn't have success last year with some of the 3rd and long stuff, and we just kept trying to pass the ball, and it wasn't effective. So we went and we had a little bit more of a mentality. Hey, if it's 3rd and 10, like, let's try to get 6 or 7 of it, and it's going to put us. So we feel good, about a 4th and medium or a 4th and short. And so, by design, and they came up a couple times, but our kids did that doesn't work unless you execute that play to get 7 yards on 3rd down and long. And so, I think the 4th downs did a nice job. Drew made an unbelievable read. They showed a different defense than they've ever shown on the one he threw Wyatt early in the game. They brought a weak side pressure that they've never brought, and Drew saw it like that and knew where the ball needed to go. That was actually his 2nd read on it, and he got it there like super fast. So hats off to him for seeing that and being able to transition his eyes so fast and hit Wyatt in the void in the zone right there. So, just okay on 3rd downs. But I think you put it all together with 4th down, we're over 50%. Usually if you're 50% on money downs, you're top 3 in the nation.
Yeah, and Wyatt Young, speaking of him, he was listed as questionable going this game, got a little banged up at the end of the South Florida game. He had 102 yards and 3 touchdowns, arguably his best game of his career. What can I speak on with Wyatt Young and how much he's progressed this season, especially coming off of a little bit of a bang-up injury in that game?
Yeah, I think the kid's just tough as nails. Hats off to him. Like, for him to only have played receiver now, this is his 2nd year to ever play receiver. And I think just how much better he's gotten. And we enjoy it. Like, we like taking quarterbacks just because I think that they understand the game. They understand zone and mans, and they've been taught from a quarterback's perspective their whole entire life. And so, I think just as he gets better, like running routes, some of the routes that he ran today were just phenomenal. And I know the harness drove him crazy. He wore a harness on his shoulder, which is not fun for a receiver. And it really restricts him coming back. And there's one catch on a crosser. He comes back and he kind of bobbles a little bit. And, he was asking the trainer if he could take his harness off after that, which is a bad idea with where he's at. But, tough kid that just gets better and better.
Obviously, you beat UTSA and you get bowl eligible, but this is the first time since 2018 you've gotten bowl eligible this early. What does that give you motivation going into these next few games? You play Charlotte, a struggling team. Does that kind of give you more motivation going into this type of game?
Yeah, I told our kids, obviously, we didn't handle success great a couple weeks ago, and we can't get back to that mindset. Like I told them, they need to take time to enjoy this win tonight, but tomorrow, goes into a Monday. So tomorrow we're back in the office and we're watching this film, and we'll go out and we'll walk through. We won't do much, with them physically tomorrow, but we got to get some of the game plan in. Coaches will be up early tomorrow morning working, getting this broken down and making the corrections on this. And then we got to do a great job. Traveling on a short week is never easy. I don't care where you're at. And I think we see, that's why everybody loves college football, because of the craziness and mayhem that happens every week. And, you're checking your phone like, holy, did you see this guy? They beat them. It happens all the time. So we got to do a better job handling the success and then just getting 1 week better and handling this travel in the right way.
And just to wrap up here, what did you guys do so effectively to limit McCown?
Say that one more time.
What did you do so effectively to limit McCown?
Yeah, I thought we were great in coverage. I thought we were able to get to him in some pass pro stuff. We really wanted to make him stay inside the pocket. It was a big push for us, and even on one of his scrambles later in the thing, Ethan Day, was trying to run around the edge and get a sack, and that's not where he should have been on that play. I thought we disrupted him. We made him uncomfortable back there. I think you could tell. I think anytime I have so much respect for him. Accurate, won a ton of games, good ball player, and so I think anytime when you're forcing him to miss some of the throws that were open for him earlier, I just think that you're able to affect him, and you've done your job up front of getting him a little bit off of his spot.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thoughts on tonight?
Good team win. Could have executed better on defense for sure. I think that that first play they ran 70 yards. That's a misfit. After that, I mean, we played good ball. I feel like kind of getting back to what we did before. I think USF, it was a lot of misfits, so it was a setback for us, I feel like. And this week it took a lot of preparation to be able to get the right fits right and execute our defense, and that shows.
Yeah, how were you guys able to bounce back from that early big play like that?
Going out, the preparation for the week, really. I mean, went back to our basic roots, trying to figure out literally like our assignments and our jobs, and understanding in this play who's got what, and leading to success and know where you have help at, and that just lets people play faster and get after the ball.
Yeah, I know you're new this year, but this is kind of a significant rivalry, and you guys get bowl eligible and all that stuff today. Did you just feel like this is a big win and a big step for this program, considering all the factors that went into it?
I mean, yeah, it's a great team win. We came here to go win a bowl game. We came here to win a conference championship, so we came here to do. So being bowl eligible, that was mandatory. That's what we came out to do. I'm looking forward for trying to get a conference championship.
Well, you guys are still alive. Is that something you guys talk about or aim?
I mean, that's the goal is, conference championship, college playoffs, anything like that. And so this game is just a great team win, a stepping stone to what we're looking forward to doing down the road.
Yeah, how were you able to limit McCown so well today?
Say it again?
McCown, you limited McCown. Oh, McCown,
their quarterback? I mean, he's a great quarterback. People underestimate his speed for sure. I thought he can move pretty well, actually. But just being able to stop their run scheme on first down and second down, you get them in a second and long, half the time they're going to throw the ball. So we were able to really key in on that and have a couple clues that led to that and led to plays.
Speaking on McCown, obviously you got the sack on him. Coach mentioned briefly that you were theoretically in the wrong position, but just what was your take on that play?
I thought I was in the right position. Yeah, I mean, I knew I kind of got a key on their run pass early, and so then used that to get off the ball on that sack, and led to a great play.
I'm pretty sure Morris was talking about a different.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
he was talking about we had a call when they were in the red zone. Yeah, I messed up for sure, and I messed the same play up on Thursday's practice, and yeah, I was just trying to chase plays. I shouldn't have done that.
Absolutely. You mentioned this defense kind of returning to form. Just how motivated were you guys after that South Florida game to have a different performance out there?
Yeah, I mean, when someone puts up 60 points on you, no matter what, if it's offense or defense, it's just like that's a reality check, Like we got to get back to what we do and execute playing football.
Absolutely. And then obviously speaking on Robert Henry, you mentioned the big big run that he had to open the game. Just what was it like to stop him in that ground game?
Yeah, great running back. I think their offense is kind of similar to last year when we played Boise State. Same style, kind of downhill running back, patient, and no running backs invincible. A lot of teams they played, everyone's trying to make a play outside their gap, not trying to hold the edge and leads to make explosive plays. And I feel like today was just about doing your job, not trying to go chase a play that's not yours, and just executing football.
Obviously, you allowed 63 points last week. You only allow 17 this week. Can you touch specifically on the adjustments that were made defensively? I know you talked about misfits that happened in South Florida, but what were the exact adjustments made in practice?
Exact adjustments, we took it back to basics, literally like line up, take 2 steps, and go in your gap and hold it. And kind of opens up for like a front four. Everyone gets in their gap, stay in your gap, let the linebackers read where they have to go, and it's just literally getting back to our basic day one stuff, and it led to success. I feel like without that big 70-yard run, I don't know how many rushing yards they had, but we could have definitely held them to a lot less.
Coach touched on multiple times that this is going to be a short week. It's rough. It's college football, so anything can happen. How are y'all going to be able to stay focused and not let this game turn into a trap game with Charlotte kind of struggling?
Yeah, well, short week, yeah. Tomorrow we got practice. Get to sleep in a little bit, but I feel like it's just really getting after. Tuesdays are usually our tough Tuesdays, so it's going to be a tough Monday this week, and then just getting back to our basic stuff. So, it's nothing too serious. Go out to Charlotte on Friday, or fly out there Thursday, play on Friday, and get after them.
Back-to-back games, 3+ turnovers. What do you feel like is attributed to that on this defensive staff? Do you feel like it's been just y'all being able to make plays, or just being able to create misfits from the opposing offense?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Cassidy gives great play caller, so he gets us in some good situations for sure. I mean, I need to get a turnover. I need to do the little Stone Cold Silly, but when you have a celebration like that, I mean, who doesn't want to get a turnover? So that's what I say. I mean, you do that celebration, you're the man. So.
Yeah, and UTSA only 14 first downs. They were 4 of 11 on third down. Last week it was a struggle, especially on third downs against South Florida. Do you feel like playing against a team like that gave you guys more confidence going into this game to be able to stop the type of offense that UTSA has?
I think we played South Florida, we beat ourselves, personally. When you give someone 6 or 5 yards on first down, they have a big chance to get another first down. So this week our main goal was first down, let's stop the run. Let's shut them down right there and then get them in second and long, and that can lead to success on third down.
All right, cool. Thanks, Ethan.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right, White, just thoughts on tonight?
I think we played a great game. I think we responded really well to our game last week, and looking forward to doing the same thing next week.
Yeah, this is it seems like a big win for you guys. You guys hadn't beaten UTSA in a long time. You get bowl eligible with this win. Was this just a big one for you? But did you get that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big win for us, obviously. I mean, it was great energy throughout the whole game. Love the fans there, showed up to support us today, so everything was great about it.
Yeah, and you guys had you're missing Miles, and the two of you guys came in questionable, you and Cam today. Did you just feel like with Miles out that you had to step up and really give this offense a bit of a spark?
In a way, yes, sir. I mean, losing a great player like Miles is always, hard to step up from, but I think we all responded in a great way, and, we would love to have Miles back, and we're going to get him back soon, so can't wait for that.
Yeah, what did you guys just do so well offensively today?
I think we did a great job just having a balanced offense. Got the run game going early, got the pass game going early, and I think it just complemented each other perfectly throughout the whole game. So,
Absolutely. Just how was it for you personally to play through a little bit of an injury, obviously from last week, and then Coach mentioned the shoulder brace thing you had on as well. How did that kind of feel playing out there?
I mean, I've had to do it before. Same thing happened in high school, so I was ready for it. I was prepared for it, and honestly, sometimes I forget about it while I'm out there. So.
Absolutely. And then obviously, it worked well for you. Just what did you kind of see out there from your, big performance today and your connection with Drew?
Yeah, I mean, I trust Drew to put us in the best positions possible. He's a great quarterback, sees the field like no other. So, I mean, he's going to put us in the best positions to play, and it's just up to me to go do my job and get open for him. So.
Absolutely. You guys were able to connect plenty during that game, obviously, but there was a couple incompletions just between you and him. Just what did you kind of see on those kind of misses, especially the ones deep down the field and all that?
Yeah, sometimes it was miscommunications, and obviously football is a sport where sometimes we're just not going to connect with each other, and it happens, and we moved on and we kept trying it, and it eventually worked, so it was great.
Coach touched on how he really likes to recruit quarterbacks when he was referring to you. How do you feel like that kind of vision helps you as a receiver here at UNT?
Yeah, I think it lets me, be on the same page as the quarterback, understanding what zones to sit in, where to be when he wants me to be there, and when he wants me to give him his eyes or make my route longer, do certain things just to be on the same page with him. I think it really helps me a lot.
He also touched on how Caleb Hawkins has kind of opened up a different dimension of this game in the air. How has it been working alongside him now as he's kind of with the receivers core in a way?
Yeah, I mean, he's unbelievable. I mean, seriously. Like, I've never seen anyone run with the intent and the want and the drive that he runs with and the energy that he brings for the whole offense. I mean, as a freshman, it's crazy the stuff that he's doing, honestly.